Good morning, Sir Rudy. I can't wait to show you my next guest there, because I asked him a little while ago. I said, mate, is it really true that you have killed over 100 men in just a few seconds just with your fist? And he said, nay, palm. Is that good?
That's good.
Is that good?
I do like that.
That's good. Good morning, everyone. How you all doing? It is Sunday, the 24th of July. It is 15 degrees out there. Again, severe weather. What is wrong with them? Petrol is at $1.77.7. It's hovering around there because we know they're going to increase the excise fairly soon. If this is your first time here, don't forget you need to like that smash button, if you wouldn't mind doing that. And you all know this, please, if I'm not on at every single day at 9 o'clock Australian Eastern Standard Time, I am not on. No square. Oh, man. Rudy, we need to first cheers you, if you wouldn't mind. Cheers. How's that whiskey going? Is it working for you? Because it's working for me. That's good. And I want to thank Wiley. Wiley, thank you for sending an email to me. I'm going to be showing that tomorrow. Fabulous, absolutely fabulous. Celebrating the old man. Should I call him old? He's old. From one Gerald to another Gerald.
All hail Rudy.
All hail the great man. Well, this is the moment I've been waiting for. I haven't seen this man for well over 7 days. So it's time that I go and introduce you to the man of the moment here. Folks, it's David Hines.
That's me.
That's you.
That was me before the hair.
That was, mate. Well, should I just say good morning, Sensei?
No. Sensei is our junior rank, so you can call me Pooh Bah or... you can call me David, because I know you.
Yeah, but isn't Sensei the master?
Sensei's a teacher.
Teacher?
Yeah,
Master?
Sensei's... No, just teacher.
And I'm the apprentice.
I'm a Padawan.
I can be. In fact, I want to show you very quickly when I joined your group.
Yeah.
When we did some martial arts when I was a little boy.
Yeah, I'd love to see that again.
Yeah, you want to see that again?
I do.
So I might just show you this. This was me. There's me in the back there.
Oh, I see it. I got that guy. Are you sure you weren't training with me like last week? I think I had one of them then.
It's classic, isn't it?
It's beautiful.
Mate, how you been?
I've been good. It's been ages.
Should we just go with the flow today and just...
Well, we could, but as we know, only dead fish go with the flow, so maybe go against the flow just a little bit.
Do you want to go against it?
A little bit.
All right.
Can we push it just a little bit?
It is Sunday today.
Yeah.
Are you up for a whiskey?
Oh, Sunday whiskey. I think only because we're going against the flow.
Against the flow?
I think we should probably do that. Ooh, that sounded good.
So this one's for Rudy, and this one's for me. Oh, fuck. And that one's for you. Oh, jeez.
Well, where's the one for Rudy? Don't I get one for Rudy as well?
You've got one. You've got a double there.
I'll reach through and grab that.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
Cheers. And
cheers, Rudy.
Cheers, Rudy.
Cheers, Rudy.
There you go.
Ooh. Do I have to gargle? Mm-mm. No, just spit.
Oh, mate, that's good. Is that good?
Oh, that's smooth.
That's smooth, isn't it?
Which one's that?
That's the...
Are you getting sponsored for that?
I can't pronounce it.
Oh, it's a nice bottle.
It's a nice bottle. That's all that matters.
That's all that matters. Yeah. It's all about the bottle.
So what I want to do is that maybe just sit here and just chat, and we can get the people to give us some words of the day. In fact, the word of the day today is this is interesting. A velleity. I think I know this word. I think it's hope.
Velleity.
Yeah, velleity. I think.
Is it like velleity, a little bit like verman or
Oh,
velleity. How do you spell it?
Well, there it is. Velleity.
I can't see it. Oh, there. Oh,
yeah.
okay.
You got your own TV.
I do. Look, I see me. Oh,
mate, I love the big beard that's going on.
It's
there.
awesome. Hey,
how long has that taken to grow?
I don't know. Ask my wife. She'll say 100 years.
Can I just tell you that your knob fell off?
Oh, it's sensational. Hang on. Let's see if I can find it. No,
you can't find it. Don't worry. Leave it there.
Hang on.
Found it?
Can't find it.
Oh, well.
So maybe the people can tell me if they can hear me or not.
Yeah, they can hear you.
Oh, that's okay. Because if they can't hear me, I'll speak louder.
No, don't do that.
Or maybe I should speak softer.
No, speak softer.
I'll speak softer.
How long has this taken?
3 months, maybe.
Really?
Yeah.
That's good. You got a good growth going on there.
Yeah, well, when I was a boy, I could never grow a beard. And I remember being 18 and my dad bought me a shaver, electric shaver, because like 18, you're a man. And he bought me a shaver and I went, oh, cool, I can shave my beard. Like I shaved the one hair I had on my chin, and I said, like, I'm never going to be a man because I can't grow a beard. Yeah. And then then I started shaving that one hair for like the next 4 years to see if I could get it to be 2 hairs. And then over the next couple of years, I actually end up having some sort of growth. And I think I got to womenopause, and my hair just started to grow like really mad, you know, and I started flushing and everything turned to crap as it does, you know.
But you're looking good. How old are you now?
62.
So you're a 1960s baby.
60 baby, yep, 60 baby.
Have you had your birthday?
I had my birthday in May, yep. So
Happy birthday.
Yeah, thank you, very good. And I think what makes you feel good is doing something that you do for a long time and really get a buzz with it. But what's helped me this year is I went on to the Carnivore Diet. And that's really freaky because I don't eat that much. Like my wife, God love her, she's fantastic. You know, she'll eat a steak that's like as big as my head and just loves it. So it just really gets into it. And I have a steak about as big as my nose, which actually could be almost as big as my head if depends on the angle you look. But sorry, but it's like I don't eat a lot of meat. But the Carnivore Diet's been fantastic. Hey, I lost like 12 kilos, and I reckon I've got a body shape similar to what I had when I was in my 30s.
Because you're looking good.
Yeah,
you're looking really cut. You're looking really cut.
I've lost soreness in shoulders and elbows and thumbs and fingers, and as old age comes, you get older and sorer. But I'm actually feeling a lot better for it. So,
because mate, I'm noticing also that you know, when I say you're cut and everything, you're looking like you're looking strong. Do you feel strong?
I do. I feel stronger. I feel because I can move more. I don't know whether that's a Carnivore Diet or I'm just not in as much pain. I don't know enough about it to comment a lot about it other than my experience of the Carnivore Diet. You know, it's. I always thought it was going to be hard, but it wasn't. Yeah. You know, I can eat. I eat to satisfaction like every single time I eat. You know, I eat to be full, and I don't eat as much as I used to eat. Yeah. You know, I can eat. Like when I was eating a lot of vegetables, I'd eat a plate, like a mound of food. Yeah. A little bit like Chinese food, isn't it? Like an hour later you're hungry, but you have a good piece of meat, and an hour later you're satisfied still. Yeah, true. 2 hours later you're still satisfied. 3 or 4 hours later you still don't want to have anything to eat. You know, it's not for everybody, Carol. It's like some people just have an aversion to it because whatever. Yeah. You know, they have their own desire to think what they want to think socially, or
and Jen's too.
She's great. Oh, that's just putting it back in. Get back out.
What? Get out. Yeah. So Jen was on it too.
She's still on it. She's looking absolutely fantastic. You know, she's gone back. She's got energy that she didn't have before. She's able to start and do a lot more things that she could not do before. Yeah. You know, and she's still as young as she ever was, and her shape has changed dramatically back to what she feels happy with now. I don't know if she's at what she believes her ideal weight, because I don't even know what that means. Yeah. My doctor told me when I was 12% body fat and muscly developed and that sort of stuff that I was morbidly obese because I was 97 kilos, but I was like hardly any body fat, but I was muscly, I was defined, and so I don't understand. I don't understand what the.
And what's the ink define? What have you got? What's on the ink?
This is just a Celtic symbol. I've got it on both sides because balance. I like to be balanced. Yeah. I've got balance on every part of my ink. I never wanted to get it. I didn't even feel pressured to get it. Like as a kid, I didn't get my first ink until I was 27 or 28 when I wanted to make a change and I moved from Canberra to WA. But this is all, Celtic is my history. It's part of my lineage and heritage in life. I've came from that part of the land. On the inside, I've got remembrances for my mother and my father. This is strength, and this side is courage and China and Chinese, Japanese kanji, and my mother and father's date of birth and date of death, or year of birth and death. So whenever I'm feeling a little bit ordinary, I just look down and go, like the strength my father showed when he was passing was just unbelievable. And whenever I'm feeling bad and uncomfortable with where I am in my life, I look back and go, yeah, good on you, Dad. Thanks, mate. Yeah. And when the courage of Mum, which is on the other side, when she was passing of cancer, it was just the most courageous thing she ever did, and she made a lot of people in the ward she was in that palliative care ward, old Dutch women who had been nurses and matrons for a long time, in tears of what she was doing to make them feel better about her passing. You know, it was like amazing courage. And so when I'm feeling a little bit down and ordinary, I look at these and go, good on you, Mum. Thank you for giving me the courage to do what I do and to have the strength to be able to see what I see and keep going with that. It's like, and they're upside down. And for me, like when you look at those, you'll see those characters as upside down. And my tattooist said to me, no, you can't have that. Yeah. Because it's upside down. I go, not for me, mate.
Yeah.
Like, I don't give a crap what you say.
That's good.
If I go, can you read that? I go, well, that's really cool. I go, well, I don't give a shit because, I mean, shh. You're not allowed to say shit on...
You can say anything you like.
I can't say... I say that in my class, right?
You can say ivermectin if you like.
I'm not allowed to say that because he's a nice fellow. There's another one. So I read it and I go, yeah, I got my strength and my courage.
Yeah.
And on the back of my head, back here on your neck, I've got what these give me, which is wisdom.
Oh, man, that's
so
great.
it's my trinity. It's my triangle. It's strength and courage gives me wisdom.
Yeah.
Without strength and courage, you don't have a lot of wisdom. Without wisdom, you may not have a lot of strength, and without wisdom, you don't get courage. So it's like a balance.
So just like your grumpy old man thing is back to front.
Yeah, like that's right.
Back to front, and people
can see that, guys.
Yeah, they can see grumpy old man.
Grumpy old man.
Is the one on the back of your neck? Is that back to front also? So when you look in the mirror,
I can see that would have been a really cool idea.
See,
but I can't see the back of my head.
No, you're not supposed to. But I mean, if you're shaving, I don't know if you're washing. If you just kind of, I don't know what you're doing in the bathroom, but you
don't look in the mirror when I'm washing,
and you can see
because then you'll be washing too quick.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, just take it easy.
Yeah. So,
mate, because of motivation, I think we should do some motivations of the day.
I think that's a great idea.
Let's have a look at what people are saying. This one I think you relate to really well.
Yeah,
hard times create strong men create good times create weak men, and weak men create hard times. I actually saw that. I've played this once before, but I saw that on your Facebook page a little while ago. Why is that? Why does that resonate with you really well?
Well, like 62, right? And I've been through... Like so many things have changed in the last memorying years of 50 years, right? So I can't remember the first 10 years of my life. So the last 50 years of my life is pretty still able in seeing it in my mind. My dad was a journalist and an army public relations officer. Did 3 tours to Vietnam. We lived through those hard times. And even though I didn't go to war, I am still a byproduct of someone who did, right? And they talk about PTSD and all those sorts of things, and they never talk about the kids and the mums who stayed at home who dealt with that stress and worry. So I lived with that, right? 3 tours of Vietnam. Dad jumped out of helicopters into enemy bunkers, and and they could have been full of people. And he lost a couple of his good mates when he went to the toilet, and Viet Cong threw grenades in where he was playing cards and they all died, and he could have been dead. And these things you go, oh, well, who cares? But no, you got to care. And so I lived through that. And those times created my desire to do what I do in my martial art training, which I started in 72, Graceful here in Brisbane, actually. And that created such a hard time for me that made me a stronger person. And as I became stronger, I tried to make people's lives easier. And it created that cycle of... I came from I didn't come from a difficult upbringing. I had a great upbringing. Mum and Dad were fantastic. They gave me every opportunity, but we had a hard time politically and socially in that first 10 years of my life. And that was going through the growth of where I got to, commitment to martial arts and almost a military upbringing, but not military because it's too spiritual in martial arts to do military because, anyway, that's a different story. But then it became easier, and I noticed how easy it got and how lazy people became. And then when people became too lazy, they became too complacent. When they became complacent, too many things came in that you should never have come in. And that's a conversation for 100 years. That just continues. And then things became difficult again, and then people became stronger again. So it's just the cycle. It just keeps going around and around. It seems to be going around faster than it ever used to, though. So... We're finding difficult times and easier times and difficult times coming so quick that I think a lot of heads are spinning. They don't know where to go with it anymore. They don't know whether it's easy or it's hard. And I've seen it hard, and I know what we've got isn't as hard as it probably used to be. So
if you have a look at that, what stage do you think we're at today? Society's at today with what's been going on over the last 2 or 3 years?
I think we're in an in-between. I don't know. We've got, in my mind, we've got such fantastic stuff. We've got technology beyond belief. We're the most affluent we've ever been. We're richer now than we've ever been. We're more diverse than we've ever been. We're more able to accept things than we've ever been. But we're unhappy, and And I don't believe that I think if we didn't have technology, we'd be speaking like this much more often. I was the other day, someone came to me and we had a conversation. He just picked his phone up and started texting. I'm going, like, what are you doing, mate? I'm just letting Fred know where I'm going to be. Like, I don't give a crap. Like, put it down. You're not engaging in my conversation.
Yeah.
Because the next day he asked me the same question he asked me today. I'm like, oh, so why did you ask me that today when I answered you that yesterday? He said, did you? Okay, yeah, but you weren't with me. You weren't in the conversation with me. People don't do that as much anymore. So I think we're in that time where we're too worrying about what other people are thinking about us to think about the conversation of the person I'm engaged with.
Yeah.
So I'm talking with you, Gerald, I'm with you, like 100%. And next week you'll have a conversation. Okay, remember when you said that? And someone said to me, how did you remember that? Well, because I was engaged in the conversation. I'm with you.
You're present.
I'm listening to you.
You're present. You're in the moment.
I'm absolutely listening to you. And people don't do that as much.
No, you're right.
We are so able to communicate with people across the world that we don't speak to our neighbours.
That's so true, isn't it? Yeah, we do that.
I got the neighbours next to us, Dutch man, fantastic guy. And his wife, absolutely sensational. A hostess beyond belief. She's fantastic, you know. And the people across the road, we speak to them, and the people next down, maybe not so much, but we've had them over. And so we try and be social. Like my dojo is a family dojo.
Yeah. Just explain to everyone what a dojo is.
Oh, sorry. Dojo is a Japanese word for a training, like a gym, a training place where you go and exercise and learn from a instructor, master, sensei. Yeah. You create a relationship where there's like the two words, which are probably relevant, but a senpai and kohai. If I'm learning from Gerald anything, Gerald is my senpai, he's my senior, he's teaching me stuff. I'm the kohai, so I'm learning from him. In the dojo, where you come to my dojo, then I'm the senpai and you're the kohai.
Yeah.
And you're learning from me. So there's that relationship that can turn and flip at any time.
Yeah.
In the dojo, you have senior members, and you have senseis, and then you have kyoshis and renchis and doshis and senseis and senpais and whatever you want to call them. It doesn't really matter. In our dojo, a sensei is an instructor, and anyone can be an instructor. But we give a title to our senseis, and then they train for a long time, then they get up to a different rank as a renchi, then they can go to kyoshi, and then they can go up to hanshi, then they can go to shihan.
And you're a shihan.
That's a title. My club, I am the shihan of my club. Some, it's like in Chinese, it's sifu. And that's just another word for sensei, which is an instructor. Yeah. So dojo's a training place, a hall where you can go and learn your martial arts.
Let's have a look at another motivation. I'm loving all these because it gives us time just to think. It'll probably get worse.
Well, without doubt. Well, that's just the best motivation ever.
Isn't it?
You know, I just love that because it will.
It's going to get worse.
It's going to get worse.
You can be replaced. What about that one?
Oh, obviously.
Do you think at some stage, people get into themselves so much that they think, I am so knowledgeable, I'm so good at what I do, that if they were to replace me, they're going to lose so much knowledge?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Is that arrogance, or is that more that narcissistic trait?
Well, it's narcissism, hey, because arrogance to me, and I don't know this is not right, and you probably get some comments from people saying don't be an idiot, but two types of people, like this yin yang, left, right, up, down. Like I'm right all the way to here, then I'm left.
Yeah.
So what's the middle line? It's like,
exactly.
Okay, so I'm right. All of a sudden I'm left. There's no path like here. The middle of my face is the middle. It's like, no, this is middle right, and that's like middle left, and I'm middle's that single line.
Yeah.
And with arrogance and confidence, like arrogance is the line between insecure and confident. For me, for what I think, in my opinion, which is worth my opinion, right? Yeah. It's like, who cares? It's only David, he says what he says, but you're an insecure person until you're confident, right? And in the middle, you're that arrogant person who's just trying so hard to be confident, and they're just not, right? And a confident person looks at an arrogant person and says, "Oh, you're just insecure, mate. Trying to be confident, you're pretending to be." But an insecure person doesn't see that. An insecure person can't see that an arrogant person is just an insecure person pretending to be confident. They just see them as arrogance. They label it as this thing that's not confident, but that's not insecure, but it really is insecure. That's my view. So
no, it's a good view.
I see an arrogant person as just an insecure person pretending to be confident. Like, you're confident, you can feel it. You walk in and you see.
But there is a line between confidence and arrogance. Like, sometimes you can, I know when I go to speak sometimes, I'll get up there and I know I've got the confidence to be able to speak to, 1,000 people or 2 people or 1 person. I've got the confidence. But sometimes I'll have a person that will come to me afterwards and they'll go, mate, you've got this air of arrogance about you. And I think, what's the line between I'm confident about what I'm saying and then this person here thinks I'm arrogant? Is that because that person is insecure?
Who can't determine the arrogance. So again, an insecure person can't tell the difference between a confident person and an arrogant person, in my mind, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not a psychologist left toe, so I just was from 50 years of martial art teaching and training that you see that in people's attitude, right? You are a confident person, just walks in and you know it, like, wow. And as a confident person, you can see confidence. It oozes out of people. If you're not so confident, you don't see that. You can't see that person's confident. You don't know how to label it. So, for my mind, that person who says you are arrogant is probably wanting to be just like that and can't be. And because they can't be, they've got to pull it down. It's the tall poppy syndrome.
Yeah.
You're not confident. You're just arrogant. I go, well, okay.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it?
Okay.
It's interesting. Yeah, another person's insecurity rubs off on someone else because they're thinking, that's nice, because they're thinking, well, you were talking, I was drinking. Because they're thinking, I want to emulate, the confidence that this person has. I don't have that. So rather than me raising to this person's standards, I will try to lower him to my standards. Absolutely. So that we're now equal partners. Yeah,
and that's very cool.
Yeah,
in their mind, it works really well for them. It
does.
But instead of being... taking it to the next level and being a little bit more responsible for themselves, and they want to bring you down to be less responsible for their actions and make you equal to them. Like, it's, you've heard that thing, if I want to be the best golfer in the world, I don't play with people who are worse than me.
Yeah.
I play with people who are better than me so that they can lift me up. Like, if you're the best golfer in the world or the best tennis player and you beat people all the time, all you're doing is humiliating people and making yourself feel good, boosting your ego, which doesn't actually help you become a better tennis player.
Yeah.
So you play with people who can beat you, and they're always pushing you and stressing you and getting you to the point where you just reach a little bit further than you would, and all of a sudden you're better. Like in martial art training, I try and get my guys. My job as an instructor is to make my students better than me.
Yes.
Not to humiliate them to be better than them.
Correct.
To make me worse than them and all that sort of stuff. So I try and get them to be better than me. And when my students are better than me, I just go, yeah, I've done my job, And so I'll ask you this question. I coined this phrase, I don't know, I probably already said it to you in our conversations in the past, but we say it to our kids all the time. Gerald, what does practice make?
Well, I know the answer. I think I know. Well, there's the saying that says practice makes perfect.
Perfect. Right.
But that's not right.
No, it isn't right, because I say it to my kids, right? And when they first come in, and the parents and mums that sit there and I say, guys, what does practice make? And they say, practice makes perfect. I go, like, no. Like, what's perfect? How do you judge perfect? Practice never makes perfect. I sure brought my little cup I've got. In my club, my motivation and my mind says practice never makes perfect, but practice will always make better.
Yeah.
Always make better.
I think it was John Eales, Australian rugby union captain. I think he was asked, something around the lines was, practice makes perfect. And he said, no, perfect practice makes perfect. So, because I can practice, and I can practice badly. And I can just be perfect at being bad.
Yeah. But again, even then, that's the same as saying practice makes perfect, because what's perfect practice?
Yeah, what is perfect?
What is perfect? It doesn't matter.
Who determines what perfect is?
It's just better.
Yeah.
You just practice. It doesn't matter what. So my wife and I are learning to play the guitar, and I've had a guitar with me for 50 years, right? I've always had a guitar because I thought it was cool. And back in the days when I had combis and I thought, long hair and
love it.
No beard because I couldn't grow a beard, little. I'd play the guitar and I'd do your scale. I thought, yeah, that's enough. I go D, A, E. Yeah, I can play the guitar. Never did anything with it, right?
Yeah.
So I never practiced.
Yeah.
So if I picked up that guitar and I went D, A, E and I strummed a little bit and I thought, I'll just strum a little bit differently. I'm just practicing. I'm not doing it well. I'm just practicing.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it perfectly even. I'm just practicing my chord changes. I'm practicing some strums. and before you know it, you're actually playing a guitar reasonably well. You're just doing it.
Yeah.
The most underrated kick in martial arts is the front kick. Right? It's the easiest kick to do. Just do it. Just do it over and over and over and over and over. And by God, you'll have a good front kick.
Yeah.
Like without question.
Doing it 1,000 times.
1,000 times.
It was, I think, the great tennis player, Lou Hode. Lou Hode, I'm going to get that wrong, the great tennis player. Even Ken Rosewall, Phil Dent. These players used to use a stick, and they used to use
Bradman
the stick.
used it with a
And Bradman did the same with a
golf ball.
Cricket. And it's kind of like, just do that 1,000 times.
Yeah.
And what you're going to be doing is, after a while, that racket gets bigger because you're using a stick.
Yeah.
You're going to eventually be better at the sport than what the other person is using the normal traditions.
So just on that, as an example on that, right? Back to my martial arts, because it's all about me. As a kid, I was really small, like really, really thin and weaselly, and like you touch me and I'd break and almost cry, like So I'd spar in the days when with men, and I was a small lad, and I was skinny, and men scared the crap out of me because they were bigger and stronger than me, and I hated free sparring. I hated doing that kumite in martial art world, and so my instructor would say, "Okay, David, okay, little boy. You go into the corner and you practice your forms, your kata, your hyungs, your patterns, whatever you want to call it." And I'd do that. And because sparring scared me, and I never thought I could block and all those sorts of things. So I went over my forms and my katas, like over and over and over. Hand technique and position hands and getting everything right. And then I was probably 17, I thought, I'll give it a go again. I'll give sparring a go again. And I could do it. And I could block better than I could ever block before.
Yeah.
And all I could put it down to was doing those traditional forms, those katas and those patterns over and over and over. So the movement became reflex. And I used my imagination while I was doing my kata. I'm doing a block now because I'm blocking someone's arm. And I'm doing that strike because I've done a block. I'm now doing a strike. And in my mind, I was defending against attackers. And so when I actually came to free spar, I could do it. I could do it. And it was just a reflex. And too many people in the area nowadays, in wherever we are in the 21st century, 2022, people fight because they can, not because they're doing something as an art form.
Yeah.
They're just like, honestly, I say to my students, any idiot can kick and punch. It's like any idiot can do that. It takes skill to defend.
Correct.
Yeah, like to learn how to block a technique is so much harder than it is to throw a punch. Like inside your mum's tummy, like when your mum had you, it's like, oh, my baby's kicking, or my baby's punching. You never hear a mum saying, oh, my baby's doing a block. Or my baby's defending himself or herself. It's like they're kicking and punching. So, like in the womb, we're talking about kicking and punching. It's not the same. So, what I try and get people to understand is, don't do what's natural, do what's unnatural, and go against the stream.
So good, yeah.
Yeah. So go against the flow.
Yeah.
Just learn to block. Like learn to defend yourself.
Do you think it's really important? Like, as a 13-year-old, I got beat up by a guy called Louis.
Yeah.
Right at school.
Yeah.
Louis was this big Lebanese boy, and I didn't have anything. I got no muscle on me, so I was kind of like, I was just a scrawny little kid. And I remember my father, I got home and I was all beat up, and he said to me, what happened to you? And I didn't want to dob on Louis, the big Lebanese boy. So I said, I fell over. And he said to me, how many times did you fall? Because I was that black and blue. But I didn't want to go home. I thought, how am I going to do this? I put I put dirt all over me to try and mask it. He grabbed me by the hand. He took me down to the German club, which is in Newtown in Sydney. And he threw me in front of this guy called Axel Weisenader. Never forget him, Axel Weisenader. And he threw me in front of Axel. It was this big black belt, I think second Dan. And he said to Axel, he looked at him and he said, toughen him up. That's all he said, toughen him up. As a 13-year-old, and I'm thinking, I don't want to be tough. But I learned so much from the age of 13 about discipline, about turning up on time, about respect. It's about, listening skills. It was about communication. I learned all that. And yet I'm thinking, when do I actually get to do a fight? Like, when do I do that? And I think I would have ran around the mats 1,000 times before I even got to do anything. And break falling became natural to me. In fact, the muscle memory back then was that I knew how to break fall. And I've got this electric skateboard which I ride and I still ride. And I had a fall,
I've seen
but I had a fall, and the way I fell is that I could still do the brake fall because that muscle memory in there. So what I'm thinking now is that, do you think it is really important that every teenager, every child gets to do some form of martial art for not being able to fight, but for maybe confidence and for maybe being able to defend themselves when the time comes that they need to?
I think so. But again, it's like that's a really broad area. Like, I was talking to a lady yesterday and I said, what do you do? And she said, I do ceramics. I go, okay, well, what does that mean? Yeah. So what is ceramics? Ceramics is a lot of things. Like, so what do you do? She said, I do ceramics and I make this and, that's more specific. I get that. So martial arts to me is, okay, you got a martial art, which can be anything like, for me, right? And this is not what other people categorise it as. Sorry about that.
That's right. But firstly, is boxing a martial art? All right, just define martial art for you.
For me.
Okay.
A martial art is, it's too broad an umbrella. For me, a martial art is something like Tai Chi, Shotokan, Taekwondo, Wing Chun, where you're doing a set of exercises to work your body into harmony, and you're spiritually training and you're going through that process. In those other ones like Taekwondo and Shotokan and even Tai Chi a bit, Wing Chun, they then take it into a martial sport where they compete. And then the martial sport, where they're doing competition, where they're doing point sparring, and there's no blood, they're just trying to challenge themselves against other forms and those sorts of things, is a martial sport. Then it goes to martial fighting. And martial fighting to me is MMA, UFC, Bellator, all those sorts of things where they're just using martial skills, kicks and punches, to fight.
Right.
That's not a martial art to me. Martial sports aren't martial arts. Martial arts are where you are using skills, you're developing a knife hand, you're developing a good punching form, you're developing changes inside of yourself to improve you. Not to be better than someone, not to beat someone to death, not to get them onto the ground and pound the crap out of them. Boxing's in the middle of... I think boxing is more art and sport than it is fighting, because I saw Nikita Zhu and is it Tim Horn, I think, fight.
Tim Horn, yeah.
It was great. Like, no disrespect to Tim Horn, he's a great fight, he's a hard hitter and he can take a lot of punishment, but Nikita Zhu just looked great. Like, he's an artist. The way he moved, you could see that he trained hard to get his technique right and to make it be strong. And see, that's an art form. Yeah. Someone who can take a hit and can bludgeon someone, well, that's a fighter. Yeah. And there's a difference to me. Like,
okay.
To watch them, Floyd Mayweather. Oh, he's an artist. And as much as I don't like Conor McGregor, he's arrogant and he's a pig-headed idiot.
And makes a shithouse whiskey.
Yeah, but he's an artist. Like, he moves really well. Yeah. And there's some people in the UFC that are just, they see that they're artists. They work really well. But the majority are just, the bigger hit they can take, the more they can give someone, And I don't see that the same. Boxing's that beautiful art form into the sport form. Yeah.
I want to show you some clips of some martial arts, and I want to get your feedback. You don't have to throw your headphones on this, because we're just going to have a look at that. What are you thinking is going on here?
Oh yeah, that's Zumba, isn't it?
I don't know. So what's going on there? So
I think he's got constipation, mate.
The instructor is just the guy on the left with a wonderful.
Yeah, I see that.
I don't know.
He's pretty cool, hey. This is one of those things.
Look at this.
This is really good.
Have a look at this one. Have a look at this one. So just from the touch, look, just from the touch.
That's good.
Yeah,
it is. I've seen that. I mean, that's like Dim Mak.
Who?
Yeah, haven't you heard that?
Yeah. What's Dim Mak?
Just the death touch.
Ah, the death touch.
Like bricks no hit back. Very good. Brick don't hit back.
Brick don't hit back.
No, brick don't hit back. So I can do a technique on you right now.
Go on.
Like, it's just underneath the belly button. I just got to tap it a certain way.
Yeah.
I can guarantee in the future you'll die.
Yeah, that'll be true.
It's true.
Yeah, well,
but I did that.
Yeah, you did.
No, it's not nothing to do with it. It's
No.
just that's the death touch.
You just don't know when I will die.
It's irrelevant.
It's irrelevant.
I wasn't even saying that.
Well, that's
No.
see.
But you can do it.
But what I'm confused with all this. So here's another guy. Have a look at this guy here.
Yeah.
It's like he's slapping, like, and there's nothing really that's going on. Oh, look at that. He didn't even touch him, and he's falling back. Why do people get sucked into this? Like, how do these people get sucked into it, and they're going, I'm going to believe this, and let me be on a viral video. Look at that.
That is insane.
But why does that happen?
They're insane that the guy in the middle's got a pretty good stance.
Do you think?
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
So do you think they have some skill in being able to do some martial arts, but they're now playing a stupid game? Like, the game is that I want people to come and join me to learn this art of non-art.
Yeah.
To be able to just maybe do this.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they're fraudsters. I know they are. But
Yeah.
but look at this one here. Look at this one. Just look at this one here. What the hell is? And the slap on the back. And wow.
I want to see it. It's gut slap.
Slap
on the neck,
slap.
slap on the back
And look at
of
the
the
one on the back. Look, he give him a little tap on the back, and then ends up in the classic stance.
I think those sorts of things should never be put on the YouTube. However, to break it down, so there's a lot of things happening at the moment where, and I say this with no disrespect to their art and what they do and how they train.
No, do disrespect.
Okay, I can disrespect
because it's foolish.
It's full of shit, mate.
Yeah.
That as well as the other side to that, right? That's the so soft end, but there's the so hard end, which is just as retarded.
Yeah.
The UFC fighters and the big fighters out there that bag Aikido or bag things that they don't truly understand, but because it doesn't compare to what they do, they never pressure test it.
Yeah.
Like, the reality is, in my mind, again, this is all opinion based, like all of this stuff is.
Yeah,
it's all opinion based. When I demonstrate a technique in the gym, the dojo, that I'll say, you're going to do this and you're going to do that, and the guys will say, oh yeah, but if you did that to me, then I'd do this. Okay. So, like an example, someone throws a punch and I say, what I want you to do now is you're going to throw the punch and you're going to leave it there for a second so I can do this technique.
Yeah.
And the guy said, well, I'd never leave it there for a second. I go, well, yeah, you would. Well, no, I wouldn't. I go, well, yeah, you would. Because in your mind, you are hitting me and then you don't hit me and then there's this, oh shit, moment. And that oh shit moment is your hand stays there. Now, I watched a boxing match, a famous boxer from the Philippines who fought Jeff Horn. I can't remember. It's really sad because he's a better boxer than Jeff Horn. Sorry, Jeff. And he missed a punch and he left his hand there.
Okay.
As I went, whack, I missed. And you see his mind go, oh shit, I missed. And that oh shit moment is when the Aikido comes into play. Right? And I can't, as an Aikido practitioner, and I'm nothing like most of the Aikido players out there, if I throw a punch and I don't hit because my mind says I'm going to hit this guy and I don't hit, I'll go, oh shit. That's when the Aikido comes in.
Okay.
These big guys will go, no, because you just pull it straight back and hit with the other one. I go, well, no, you wouldn't. Because your mind is saying I'm hitting you and you didn't hit, so it stays there, it pauses. And then the Aikido comes in. So with that sort of a movement, that guy doing those slaps, which is like, okay, that's really stupid. But if you hit someone with your palm, napalm, right, it really, really hurts.
Yeah.
And if you come in and you go into the body, and I'll demonstrate. So it's in here. I'm going to slap the neck, which really hurts there.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring your head down. I'm going to slap the back of your neck. And I'm going to hit like that. And you do it like that video, it looks like that video.
Correct.
But if you did it to make contact, you'd break the guy's spine. That slap wouldn't be just a slap with a finger.
Yep.
It'd be a drive of the palm into the spine. And then you go, well, I look at that and go, it's absolute crap, man. But if you did it for real, I love that. I love these movements. They're just really cool. I do that on the dance floor, which is why I don't dance. I used to think that I danced, I'd be going there going, yeah, and oof.
Yeah,
so I never dance. So I just do that move. I just
let's have a look at Joe Rogan's reaction. Put your headphones on for this.
Mind developer. Let me see this. The guy's coming close. He's touching him. He's about to touch him.
So they've watched just. exactly the same video that we just watched. Look at this.
The guy's about to touch him.
Chun means that you can do whatever has to be done to protect, not hurt.
You can hear this. No, he's got this. Hold on, play that back.
Did he say definitely?
He wants to play it back.
Development of the mind.
So you know the shit better than me, right?
Oh, yeah, I certainly do.
This is your bread and butter.
This is, well,
Chun Kun Tao
this is something I've been doing more than I've been doing anything in my whole life.
This is the first real exercise towards that goal.
You gotta see this. It's so fucking stupid.
See, even Joe says it's so fucking stupid, and yet I know what you're saying is that the art of Aikido is very different to the art of Jiu-Jitsu or Judo or whether you're a boxing. It doesn't matter, or MMA. Everyone has their style and has their art, but I think it gets to a stage where I want to go back to the original question, which is, do you think every child should have the ability to maybe do some sort of form of martial art?
So yes,
for confidence,
but not UFC, not MMA, not competition.
Right.
Just the art.
Okay.
Like just go to a dojo and learn the discipline of holding a stance for a long time, to work on technique, to work on things that better them as an individual. Competition is me better than you, and then ego comes into play, and then it takes away from the purpose of learning to protect yourself.
Yeah.
I watched a world kata champion, 7 times world kata champion, go into a fighting competition, get punched in the face, and then just lose his shit and punch like he'd never done martial arts in his life. So if your mind is to go into a competition base, you automatically go on the back foot, and the skills you learn change. But if you learn an art form with no competition base, no wanting to hit someone, because that's not what the art is meant to do, and then when you go later on in life as an adult, like I could learn to drive, right?
Yeah.
What shits me the most nowadays is kids getting at 8 or 9 or 10 or even younger getting black belts. Right? That's just a bloody joke, right? I could drive a car at 12 because Dad would take us out to the bush in Canberra, Stromlo Forest, and we'd drive the Volkswagen around. It was really cool. But I couldn't drive a car until I was 17. Not legally, because that's when you're mature enough to understand being responsible enough to drive a car. Martial art training is the same. Right? I think you should do a form of martial arts, like traditional martial arts, and traditional is subjective as well, because Shotokan at one point wasn't traditional, it was a new style. Same as all the ones that are around, they've only been around for a short time in traditional mindsets. But they teach self-control and focus and all those things where there's not beating someone, it's helping that person become better, which makes you become better. And in that, you get to a certain age and responsibility level where you go, okay, now I can compete.
Yeah.
Because then you take it differently. Your mindset changes and you compete with respect. And some of them do it already, but they're old traditional martial artists. The ones who are respectful in when they train, without saying Tim Horn wasn't, but Nikita Zoo was really respectful. And I know when I saw the fight, I go, wow, that was really good. And Tim Horn was good too, right? It was like they melded that together, but you could see his humbleness and he trained traditionally, So yes, I think they should. I think all kids, it should be part of the school curriculum, like swimming.
Yeah,
Look at the stats, right?
Yeah.
Like the stats are real, hey. 300 or 350 people die every year in drowning accidents. But there's 350 murders every year, right? There are over 100,000 bashings, and a lot of those, 20,000 of those are kids at school, and we don't teach them anything.
Incredible.
We don't give them any skill.
Yeah.
And if they do get skill, they come to a dojo, and the instructor goes, "Okay, now I want you to come to training with me, and yes, okay, no, you keep doing that because so long as you pay me, I'm fine." There are some really good schools out there, but there's so many out there are so money focused because it's their livelihood.
That's it.
And they want to get the money in.
Yeah.
And we've made it so that they want the money.
Yeah.
I'm at a point where I go, like, I've been doing this for so long now. It's like, you train with me or you don't. I don't care.
Yeah.
Right? I don't charge a lot of money because I want people to learn. But if you don't like it, get out.
Yeah.
Because I don't depend on you.
That's so
Right?
true. I'm so glad that my father had that presence of mind that when I came home, that he knew that, as a 13-year-old, he knew that I was pretty weak.
Yeah.
Not weak in spirit, but just weak being able to, know some basic skills. And that was the beauty, I think, when I was learning it. It was the beauty of knowing that the confidence that builds in you every single day. And this isn't about, fighting and pummeling a person to the ground. This is all about, I've now got a bit of confidence. It's like public speaking skill. Getting up and speaking on a stage, some people go, oh my God, I could never do that. But after you do it for a while, it becomes second nature to you. And
reflex.
It is. It's a reflex. It is that muscle memory that happens on a daily and a weekly basis. I'm going to open up the lines for anyone that wants to have a chat with David and maybe give us your experience. If you want to you take a couple of calls.
I'd love to chat with anyone.
I'll let you know when they're all on.
And just on that, anyone who has a differing opinion to me, because part of my style is, which is a development of all of these combined, is change. And if you don't change, then you become stagnant and stale and it doesn't grow. But if someone's got a different opinion to me on what I've said, I'd love to hear it, because how am I going to grow unless someone pushes me?
Well, that's it. The old you said, as you said before, is that a sensei is a person who's teaching, and the person might just give you some other insight, even though you've been doing it for 30, 40 years. It's the same as me when somebody says to me, Gerald, it's probably a good idea that you don't do this when you speak. That's great insight. And it's free, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Like, it's free information, free advice.
Yeah, I'd love
and
it.
you take away from that.
And everyone's got an opinion, so please.
No one's called just yet, but if somebody does call you, but if somebody does call, we'll throw those headphones on. And look, the way I do it too is that probably my sound won't work anyway.
No, it's fine.
But I do want to show you the new art that I'm learning now, because after doing judo for so long, I thought it's about time that I changed the style of martial arts.
I hope there's some techniques that I can bring and incorporate into my club.
I think you will be able to. You need to put your headphones on for this one, because...
And do I hold the button?
You don't have to.
I think I will.
You might have to if you can't hear it. So this is what I'm starting to learn now. It's the new Iron Crutch Kung Fu Master. So I think that's a good one.
I like that.
Yeah, that's good. So
honestly, I did something like that the other day, but my legs were crossed and you couldn't get anywhere near it. So it's like, yep.
What the hell? Tell me what the hell is going on here? Really? Like, that there was no contact there, was there? Tell me there's no contact there, or it's between the thighs.
Oh yeah, there's contact.
Is there contact?
Yeah.
So is this a eunuch? Oh, here we go. So, I like the guy on the left. Check out the guy on the left.
Oh, he's getting into that. Like, I think there's some sort of...
Oh. Oi. Hey.
I think that must help in the bedroom too, hey?
I have no... Well, I don't know. But anyway, all I know is that this is my new skill that I've decided to take on board.
He's like, oh my God.
Is there any movement in that he's actually doing that's quite correct?
Oh, I don't know. Look, I don't know enough about it. But you know those sumo wrestlers, right? They wear those... The big guys are sumo wrestlers. They wear those really big, tight little nappy things. And I don't know how true it is. I'd like someone in there to actually let me know, because you hear them that they talk about they can actually suck their testicles up into their body.
Oh, nice.
And then when they have a sauna and a spar at the end of their sumo wrestling match, they just drop back out again. And I go, like, I'd love to know if that's true, because if that's true, that'd be really cool. Because when I did a tournament, like I told you when I started fighting back at 17, I did a tournament in Newcastle. And from Canberra to Newcastle, there's 4 of us and there's 4 of them, and I got hit in the nuts. I mean the testicles.
Nuts will do.
Nuts are good?
Yeah, nuts
I got hit in the nuts 3 times.
Yep.
I may be an idiot, right?
Yep.
Because I let it happen 3 times, right? And we were taught to fight with our legs apart, like those guys.
Yeah.
Sensational. This guy walks up, whack, hits me in the nuts, and eyes dropped out. In those days, they bounce you on your heels so that you could not feel any pain again. You started again, I changed my foot by the other leg in front, bang, hitting the nuts again. Oh, God damn it, you know. And I thought the 3rd time, I won't happen again, so I changed my stance again, and like, believe it or not, I got hit in the nuts a 3rd time. Then I changed my stance to be sideways. And I really wish I'd learnt that skill. So I just stand there and I could hit me in the nuts until he was petrified.
Well, mate,
and then then I'd use that skill and he'd start shaking his shit and then he'd fall over. But I didn't, so I punched him in the face.
If you're ready, we can go outside and we can start. I can just start kicking you in the nuts. And
if someone could tell me whether I've got to massage my body in a certain way, like do I have to do this and bring my testicles up? Like, then I'd like to try that, you know. I know cold weather does it, but, you know, I don't go into the water now because, like, I had lumps in my throat last year because I was trying to exercise in my pool. And I've got little booties on and wetsuit and little hand gloves to walk in the pool because I had an injury. And I thought, no, my testicles still came up into here. I was like, no, I'm still not going to do it. So swallowed for about 2 days to go try and get them to drop. But yeah, if I could train like that, wouldn't you love to be able to be able to be kicked in the nuts?
Yeah.
Or the no nuts.
Or the no nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, the no square. Do you meditate? What's the term?
did.
Moksul? Is it Moksol?
Moksul is close your eyes and breathe and meditate.
Okay,
And Muksu Yame is to open and stop, But yes, I meditated as a kid with my mum, which is why I think I've got to so many different places in my life because I learned to focus and do that. Then I got to 17, 18, drink and driving and everything changed and I didn't meditate so much. My meditation is physical meditation. I go down to my dojo. I can have a crap day, like I feel like shit.
Yeah.
Angry, annoyed, whatever, sad, depressed. I don't understand that so much. I understand depression, but I go to the gym, I train, and I come out feeling alive.
Yeah.
I feel vibrated. In those 2 hours that I'm training, nothing comes into my head but my training, which is what meditation is, where you shut out the noise and you focus on something that gives you growth. And for me, it's training. And one of my instructors, he's got a brain tumour and is quite ill. When he comes to training, he goes, I wish this was on the prescribed benefit scheme, PBS, whatever it is, because he comes down with a cracking headache and he feels like shit, nauseous and out of his session. Even if he just teaches, he comes out feeling absolutely fantastic. So, yes, I meditate. Okay. And I believe everybody should in some way, shape or form meditate.
Yeah.
But Gerald, that could be doing what you do here.
Yeah.
And what you're doing here for you now is your centre, your life, you meditate. And it's just awesome because you come out of this session like I will feeling uplifted. It doesn't have to be sitting there meditating on a matchstick or a candle or a sound, or it's what you do that makes you feel good. Ironing, knitting, crocheting, playing the guitar. It doesn't matter. Just do it every day.
Throw on your headphones, mate. I think we might have somebody that might want to have a chat with you. And we'll see if we got anyone on the line. G'day, how you going?
Oh, I'm good.
That's good.
Good.
That's good. I'll ask for your name in a second, but if somebody out there can just give me a thumbs up to let me know that we can all hear the sound. I'm thinking all the sound is on. Who have I got talking? Who's on here?
You've got Dan, Gerald.
G'day, Dan.
Hello, Dan.
Who was on here last couple of weeks ago?
Oh, I know.
Did you want to ask David something, did you?
Yeah, I do, yeah. One very simple question.
Sure.
Okay, well, David, I'm 51 years old. I've never done any martial arts training.
Sorry, mate. Dan, are you 51 or 61?
51.
5'1", gotcha, yep.
5'1", and I always see these people who've been doing it since they were youngsters and how confident they are. And I am just fearful of wanting to step into a dojo for the first time. So what advice can you give someone of my age who thinks it's a good idea to get more flexible, to get fitter, to also have some sort of feeling of respect out there as opposed to just not doing it?
Yeah, great question. Hey, it's the hardest thing about going to a dojo is going to a dojo. Right? It's not necessarily the training that's difficult. It's I would suggest that you look around and you go to as many dojos as you can and find out what they do and listen to the instructor. Hey, because the instructor is the most important person in the dojo. And if the instructor talks about we're going to get you super strong and super fit and you're going to be able to do this and do that, you go, well, okay, that's bullshit. Walking, I'm out of there. You go to an instructor who says, mate, yeah, what do you want to do? Like, I want to get fitter and stronger. Okay, well, I can only help you this far and it's up to you to work and I'm happy to work with you and let's get you to a skill level. All I want you to be able to do is to do the best you can and let's do that. I'm not going to ask you to do any more than the best you can do and find that instructor. Like, the style is irrelevant. For your age, if you haven't been active and you haven't been doing flexibility, I would suggest that you don't do the more aggressive arts. I don't think you're old enough, and this is no disrespect to Tai Chi players, to do Tai Chi because you obviously said you want to get fitter and you want to become more flexible. Tai Chi will give you movement and give you mobility, which is absolutely sensational if you're injured. if you're not injured and you want to train a little bit, pick a non-competitive karate style or a non-competitive taekwondo style. Wing Chun is really good. They do a lot of deep knee bends, so maybe not so much if you're got some knee issues and things like that. Find the right instructor, mate. And the only thing to do is find your instructor. I'd love to say come and train with me, but I'm in the Gold Coast. I don't know where you are.
He's in the Gold Coast also.
Oh, you're the Gold Coast?
Yeah. So whereabouts are you? Whereabouts are you, mate?
We're in Oxenford.
Yeah.
Which is just behind, our dojo is just behind a Movie World. So we train out of the back in my shed. So I'm my shed, and I train in my shed. Mate, I've got people who are 51 who train and wish they'd trained with me when they were 45. And he came up. One of the guys came up from Melbourne and said, I spoke to you when I was in Melbourne. I went to the same hall but on a different night, and it wasn't you, and I wish it was. And I go, mate, well, you found me now. So, and that's good. The thing is, I developed my style based on an injury I had. I had a shoulder injury, and everything I did was really aggressive and really hard, and I couldn't raise my arm past this. And I thought, how am I going to train if I've got an injury? So I worked what I did around everybody's injury. So I love kicking, right? But I've got a back injury now that I can't kick as high as I used to. So I vary my style now. I'm now working on my hands more. So if you come to me and you say, I'm not really flexible and I can't do this, I go, so let's work with your hands. Let's make your hands better. I will not encourage kicking in the legs, because after Gerald's training session with the groin kicks, I don't know that he could kick anyone higher than his knees anymore. So, and no disrespect to people who think that that's a good art form, but I can get a father or a mother to come in, sit with me for 2 minutes, and I can teach them to kick him in the leg, piece of cake. Right? That's easy to do. You walk up, kick someone in the shin because, that's easy. But kick someone above the waist, that would have been my goal for you, to get you flexible enough to kick someone in the stomach. And if you can do that, then you're a martial artist, and I can work with you to get you stronger. So I guess find the art, find the instructor. The art's irrelevant. Find the instructor who's going to give you what you want from your martial art training. And no, 51 is not too old to train.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. Fantastic. And David, I probably will be at your practice. There you go.
Well, honestly, I don't know if I can plug myself.
Of course you can. Yeah, of course you can. Well, that's another term. Go yourself.
We'll just go to hcdmartialarts.com.au, and there's a location button. Have a look at that. Read the stuff that's in there. It's me blowing wind at my butt, but it's all true. And come to the dojo and
do a session.
Do a session. Look, I'll give you 3 free sessions. Like everybody gets 3 free sessions. I charge an expensive membership because I only want people who are there who want to train. So, but training fees are cheap as chips, right? So I sort of lose out in the long run. But if you want to join with me, you pay for a month and you train unlimited classes, and then we'll go. So we'll wind up. Sorry, mate. There might be some other people who want to ask a question. So. Thank you very much. Please come.
No, I'm out of here. Okay.
Please come down, mate. I'd love to see you.
Oh, I will.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks, David. Bye-bye.
See you later. See ya.
Dan, thanks very much. Thanks, mate. David, I've got another question here. Sorry to rush you through this, but sure. there were, there's other people on here. But this question here is, Pasquale says, at G-Mann, can't get on the phone tonight, but double hip replacement, 15 years of age, 58 now, and way overweight. What do you think, David? What suggestion could you make out of that?
Train
what? Just walk is double hip replacement there. He's not.
So I don't know. What is it? I don't know. Okay, it's a little bit like that thing about being ceramic. I know people who have double hip replacements who can still walk on the beach and do that sort of stuff. I don't know, but if you're overweight, then obviously walking's difficult.
Yeah.
I would suggest Tai Chi to give mobility, because Tai Chi is a beautiful art. I did Tai Chi for a little while when I was 40, and they said I was too hard because I was still strong. I've done Tai Chi recently, and we couldn't work at the times to continue to do it. And I would do it now just to increase my mobility. So a martial art, for sure. Tai Chi is the softer of the martial arts. And when you increase your mobility, then branch into another art that's more hand-based. I would suggest maybe do some boxing, because they don't use their legs, and they do sidestepping, which your Tai Chi will help you with, and then move into boxing. And when you feel you're more able to do that, go into a martial art that incorporates some leg techniques. So you've got a path, you've got a journey. And And at how old would you say? 50. So what did it say? 50 plus, whatever.
Yeah.
58.
58.
You've still got 20 or 30 years ahead of you. Why would you not? Why would you not start a new journey? Start a new path. But start slowly. Like don't expect to go to UFC, which is or MMA or Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, where they throw you on the floor and break your arm because you don't want a shoulder replacement as well. So do Tai Chi, get mobility. Keep Tai Chi going, do some boxing exercises and boxing drills. You don't have to put the headgear on and be punched in the face to do boxing. You can learn the drills. And your hands get mobility. And then you move into a lighter karate style, and then you're training. And you just train. Just train.
Yeah, just train.
Just train.
There's a good question here. Have a look at this one here. Remember, it takes 3,500 calories, which is about 1 pound. You need 2,200 to 25 daily. Based on math, no eating means losing 2 to 3 pounds max.
Yeah.
So don't look or wait for weight loss, but fast 21 days for 7 pounds max. I don't know what that means, fast for 21 days.
Yeah, it means you're going to probably eat yourself. I don't understand the question. Like, okay, that's a nice comment, but how's that relevant to anything?
Well, I think isn't for someone who's maybe overweight. There's they're feeling a little bit overweight.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
So maybe your calorie intake might be something like
that's true.
3,500,
Yep.
and so you whack it down to 2,200.
Yep.
But for you said that the protein or the carnivore diet worked for you, but you weren't overweight, mate. I saw you before and after shot.
Oh yeah,
and it's
well,
like,
come on. Like, that isn't that subjective. Right?
Yeah, true.
My doctor told me I'm heading towards morbid obesity.
Yeah,
because I had a pot belly, and at 96 kilos at my age, I should lose all the weight, otherwise I'm going to die. I'm going like, I'm not really that overweight. But
Pasquale actually asked, can I just jump in there?
Yeah, sure.
Pasquale just asked, he said, at G-Mann, and David, thanks guys, big thumbs up. Is the carnivore diet the same as Atkins?
No. Oh, maybe. I don't know enough about it, mate. All I know is my wife said, let's do it. And I go, sure. So I trust her, and I ate meat.
So talk to me about what was the carnivore diet, because I did the carnivore diet 1st of January for the full month.
Yeah, full month.
But it was just meat.
Yeah, it was. Well,
nothing else.
No,
for me.
Okay, so I listened, and I think if it was just meat, I'd probably would have lasted 2 or 3 days.
Okay.
So under the carnivore diet, my wife and I did was beautiful. It was great. Like steak, pork and lamb, which God love you if you eat it, but I can't. I can eat pork because of bacon and ham and crackling. All of that you can do. Prawns, oysters, fish, cheese, butter, like full butter, full cream milk, like cream, full salted everything. It's like could eat anything, just no mixes, like no tomato paste, no fruit, no vegetable. And people would say, but aren't you regular? Like honestly, regular every day, like still regular every day. I don't, like when I eat lots of fruit and vegetables, excuse me guys, it might be a bit gross, but like big movements every day. Now I have smaller movements, but I have movements every day. So regular, sure, but I have such a diverse lot of food. After 3 months of nothing but that, I felt, I feel like a salad.
Yeah, right.
So I had a salad, and I can have a salad now. Yeah. So I don't know what the Atkins diet was. I think it was just meat, like just red meat.
Yeah.
And no, I could never do that.
Okay.
I knew I couldn't do it. But egg and chicken and scrambled egg with milk and full cream and salt and pepper and all those things are just beautiful seasoning. My wife does the best chicken wings.
Yeah, yeah.
Remember those chicken wings?
I've had your chicken wings.
Sensational.
Yeah.
Still my staple. I take 2 or 3 of them to work every day. Beautiful.
And I think it's really it's everything in moderation. Like you can have a whiskey.
Absolutely.
Right? But you can't have a bottle of whiskey.
No.
Okay, Rudy? You can't have a bottle of whiskey. Yeah. You can have, if you like, you can have some pasta. But if you have too much pasta and you're not going to exercise it off, it's going to be an issue for you, for some people. Yeah. And I know for me, bread is my nemesis. If I have bread, because I think it's all the additives. Yeah. It's all the crap that they put in there.
We're not supposed to eat bread.
No.
We're not supposed to eat wheat. Like
we can't digest water.
Wheat. But wheat's an undigestible food for us. Like if we couldn't cook wheat, we wouldn't be able to eat it.
That's true.
Right. So because we've got a process to go involved, and I say less processed is good, but it's processed nonetheless. So berries, which I think is more the paleo type style of eating. Look, you're right though, 100%. Like if you want to eat something, just eat it,
Yeah.
but just don't eat it all the time.
Yeah.
Like those people who say I ate Macca's and I did supersize for a month.
Oh, yeah,
well, you're
yeah,
just an idiot. Like,
You are,
why
true.
would you do that? You know.
Yeah.
Oh, if I ate lettuce and ate nothing but lettuce for a month, I'd be broke.
Yeah.
Right. But
True, yeah, true.
but I'd lose a lot of weight, but I'd be sick.
There was this guy in Adelaide, though, in South Australia, who just had the beer diet, and he lost a lot of weight. But man, I tell you, his health status, his nutrition value, just went through. Well, just
Like,
plummeted.
I'm with you. Everything in moderation.
Yeah, mate. We can just keep going on this
Yeah, I know.
conversation here, but we've gone over time.
Sorry.
No, there's no sorries. There's no sorries in here. It's just that, we were going to go through the news items. We've got more memes to go.
I wanted to talk through yesterday's stuff.
Well, you come back.
It's about waffles and whiskey.
It is. And
Can I come back? Like, I'd love to.
Well, I don't know. They'll tell me.
Yeah,
if, you
I'll
want,
tell you.
if you want David to come back, you say thumbs up, or if not, you just thumbs down. It's up to you. I don't care. And you're my guest, so you're coming back.
Yeah. And then I'll let you have a say next time.
Oh, I've had my say. I have my say every single day. And it's good to have a guest on.
I'd like people to comment with questions.
Okay.
And then I'd love to answer the questions. Okay. Look, I'm not a celebrity star martial artist, and haven't won world titles and championships, but I've been doing it for a long time, and I've seen lots of transitions. So please, anyone has questions, send them down through to the G-Mann, and I'd love to answer them.
Mate, throw your headphones on because we're going to do a closing video. I forget what my closing videos are, but
Excuse me, ma'am.
Oh, here we go.
Okay, that's great. I just want to let you know that your tire's flat. Get your fucking boyfriend to do it. Emotional damage.
Emotional damage. David, it's great having you on,
Awesome.
mate.
Thanks for bringing me
All right,
down here.
if everyone can thank the great man, Rudy. Cheers, Rudy. Let's
Thank you,
please do all
boss.
that.
And next time, maybe I'll have a beard.
Say
Like I have a bead in my beard. Sorry, Jen.
Grow your beard, man. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Leave it on, mate.
Thanks, guys. Beautiful. Yeah, thanks, Laura. Pleasure. Let's talk more. Awesome. Send me questions. Come and see me. Good on you. Old people know that one.
I'll leave the last comment to Karen Martin. Thanks, G-Man. Evening, everyone. And thank you, everyone. Have a great weekend. And I'll see you tomorrow. And yes, I'll turn down the music if it's too loud. Bye, everyone. Have a great day.